There is no better victory except the one you give. There is no better breakthrough except the one you give. There is no better healing except the one you give. Yeah.
Come and have your way as we praise your name.
Maybe sealed in with a heavy heart, you know, lots of regrets. A true confidant, a true friend. Yeah, man, a man that inspired me throughout my life and my career has passed away. The man called Dennis. Yeah, man, Dennis Reid, aka Scratchy. And I want to say condolence first and foremost to his friends, families, all his children's. Because I know the man that fathers a couple of children well, and all the well-wishers. Yeah, I want to say condolence to everyone and all. You understand? Yeah, man. But Dennis Reid was a close and a good friend, a mentor, you know, as I said earlier, a promoter and a producer, and I'm in that line of work. So I would have done a lot of work with Dennis over the years, you know. I met Dennis back in about 91, 92, somewhere there about. I met him, you know, and I met him through Sassafras, Mr. Denzel, known as Sasa. Yeah, that's how I met Dennis Reid, because Dennis Reid was the founder of Yard and Broad, which I was a part of as an artist, and Denzel Nar, you know, had played an integral part there, and so that's how I met Dennis, you know, as him promoting a lot of the shows. Star Wave was my first major show with bands backing me and the Bright Lights at Fort Clarence back in about 1992, you know, and it was a yearly show, or event, should say, you know, and I was a part of that, and that's due to Dennis. So I get my first chance, or, you know, my big go under the bright light of a real stage show. You know, I was coming from the dancehall era in that time, you know, live dancehall, you know, Stereo One, Silver Arc, the Exodus, and so forth and so on. But I've never really performed with a band, and Dennis gave me that first opportunity. So I hold that closely to my heart and never forget it. Can't forget it. My first major stage show at Fort Clarence, Star Wave. Yeah, man. So enough respect, Dennis, you know, your part. So I spoke to Big Stone earlier, you know, and he asked me to do this, and I was willing to do it, and here I am doing it. You know, I say, so big up Big Stone. You know, I say, giving a tribute to Dennis, you know, and for a lot of the great works that he have done. Dennis would have touched the biggest of celebrity to the youngest of prodigy in dancehall or reggae music, because he was such a great producer. He's very phenomenal, you know. I know Dennis have done shows in the States. He had promoted show in the States, Jamaica, down the islands, places like Trinidad and Tobago and other places, just to name a few, you know. Yeah, man, just to name a few. So he would have worked with the likes of the biggest artists to the youngest of prodigy, you know. And like I said, I was under his wing back in the early 90s. You know, he helped me along the way. He pushed me. He gave me opportunities. I've even done a show for Dennis a few years ago. He had a show held up in Waterbury, Connecticut, a few years ago with myself and Nadine Sutherland. I was on the billing, you know, Reverend Badu and stuff like that. So yeah, man, some of us want to say condolence again to the family and things like that. I remember the first time when I traveled to the United States, I was in Miami, and I called up Dennis to tell him that I am in Miami to perform, and Dennis was like, you cannot come to the States and don't come New York. So after I did the show that I had in Miami, Dennis bought me a ticket to New York, you know, and that was my first time in New York. So I stayed at Dennis' house in Queens that time, and I was at his restaurant all through the time that I was there on Church Avenue. And he did everything to make me comfortable as possible and send me back to Jamaica when the time had come. You know, so that's just one of the few stories that I will, you know, drop as I go along, just to tell you how sincere Dennis was to not, like I said, not only me who was a young prodigy at the time, but like I said, Dennis would have touched the biggest of celebrity in dancehall and reggae music, you know, right down to the youngest of prodigy. Yeah, so, yeah man, it's heartfelt to losing a stalwart like that out of dancehall reggae music that has done so much work. You understand? The man is an entrepreneur. Like I said earlier. You understand? Like I said, he was also a restaurant owner. You understand? He has touched so many things. He has done so many things. He has touched so many people in and outside of music. You understand? So I will leave some for other people to talk about. You know what I say? So this is my little tribute from Lushy Banton. Bigging up Dennis Reid, aka Scratchy, the Yard and Broad crew. I met people along the way them time like Percy Chu Dennis. You understand? People like Jano, like I said, people like Sasa Denzel Nar, and you know, so many artists that I only heard of. But they all came and gathered at Yard and Broad, and I met them, people like yes. Will never be forgotten. Dennis Reid as a legend. And he have a family, a friend. Walk good until we meet again. Will never be forgotten. Dennis Reid as a legend. And he have a family, a friend. Walk good until we meet again.
So I just want to say this, just in case the family, and I want to say my heartfelt condolences to every single member of the Reid family, all his children, his children's mother. I want to say my heartfelt condolences to every one of you. And I want to let you know that Dennis was a soldier in life, a warrior. He was never a wimp, and I'm sure he went out fighting. But that's what we know. So Dennis, I love you, man. I told you that many times while you were alive. I love you so much, my brother. I love you, I love you, I love you. Even when I started my record production, it was Dennis Reid from Yard and Broad Records and Yard and Broad Promotion that took me into the studio, as you can see in the pictures in the front of the video, and pointed me in the right direction and showed me how it's done. It was Dennis Reid again who taught me about promotion, Yard and Broad, Star Waves, that saw Black Coolie and Scissor Clange and all those young pioneering artists that are now giants, Buju Banton, performing at his show. Dennis, you never stop trying, man. You always fight and you fight and you fight to keep your shows together. Many shows that you keep in Connecticut, I know you didn't make any money, but you do it because of the love of it anyway. So Dennis, on behalf of myself, my family, Percival McIntosh from Echo Rock Sound, Lushy Banton, Big DJ Lushy Banton, I want to say farewell, soldier. A double salute. You came and you saw and you definitely conquer. You did a job well done. You did what you had to do. I'm gonna miss you, man. I'm certainly gonna miss you. And I just want to say, man, one last time, while your body is on this earth, you did what you had to do. There was no regrets. You enjoyed doing what you had to do. And I'm sure when you took your last breath, you smiled doing what you had to do. I love you, Dennis, then. I love you now. And I'll always remember you, my brother. Rise in power. Sleep well. Big Stone. Love you. Thank you so much for watching.